Hey everybody, this is Pastor Dustin recording for TeamNerdChurch.com. And we're going to do the same deck that we had the other day, and we will be on the draw. So, we had an underwhelming performance with the deck yesterday, and I don't know if the deck is actually just worse this way, or if it was some combination of bad draws. This is a pretty decent one. I don't have any 1-drop. I do have 3 solid 2-drops and a nice 3. So I'm going to keep this one and see how it goes. Ideally, I'd like to, just pick up a 1-drop. So he starts off with a Mystic, so he's got quite a bit of tempo on me. Alright, so we pick up the Mountain I did not want, and pass the turn. So he's going to be into a 3-drop before I've got anything out there. So I might be able to Lightning Strike, something that's got 3 or less toughness, and then get into my own Rabble Master. Looks like he might be on the green-white devotion plan. He did not have the 3-drop. Okay. So that makes everything a lot easier on me. I don't think that I'm going to be able to Lightning Strike a 4-drop, so I am just going to push and get my own Dragon Whisperer out there. Nykthos isn't going to do anything next turn. Okay, he's got the Courser. This, of Courser, makes me wish that I had the Convoke the Flames, but I do not. Okay, so he's got the Mastery of the Unseen. So he is the green-white devotion deck. So I need to get on him before he life gains me out of the park. Unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot to do here. Yeah. I could fly over the top and get another Dragon Whisperer out there just to get my devotion count up for Nykthos. I don't have a whole lot to pump it into other than just making dragons. So it might be better to play the Goblin Rabble Master to use all of my mana for a spell. Make him sit back a little bit and not attack through. I think I'll try it that way. It may instead be correct to just fly over and also get my devotion count up, but we're going to try it this way. Let me know what you think in the comments, what the correct line of play for that was. So we'll start off by running one of these into a Courser. Yep. And pass the turn. So next turn, I can get into a Thunderbreak Regent, and then the turn after that, pretty much play out my whole hand with the help of Nykthos. Okay, so he's got a Courser on top that he will shuffle away. Alright, so he will tap down, leaving a Plains up, and get down and pull Kranos. Alright, so let's see, he's got 4, 5 mana up at the second. Alright, I get some more devotion. Let's see, do I really want to play that down quite yet? I have to at the moment, so I'll be able to get Nykthos down with a pretty good surprise. I could play out Whisper into Eidolon to really ramp my Nykthos next turn. Again, not that there's a whole lot of places for that mana to go, but that would be 2, 4, 6, 7. So I would have 9 mana next turn, which would enable me to start pumping dragons out. That might be correct. I'm having a hard time being able to get this Rabble Master through. My removal package wouldn't be doing a whole lot to change that at the moment. Of course, I can't always just dump mana into the Dragon Whisperer that has bad fire breathing, so just jump that over, or just make it into dragons, which will do the work for me. So I think that's actually what I'm going to do. I'm going to go on the devotion plan. Rabble Master's not doing a whole lot for me now. Get out a second Whisperer, and then get out an Eidolon. I can still play my Thunderbreak Regent without triggering the Eidolon, as well as making dragons without triggering it. So I can play pretty much everything that I have with the exception of the Lightning Strike. And the Lightning Strike wasn't that good to begin with. It may have been correct to try to kill the Mystic with it, but I think that he's probably got enough land. Although I don't have enough experience playing the green-white devotion deck to see if it would be important to bolt this Mystic now. Alright, so he gets the Whisperwood Elemental out, which is going to be a bit of a clock on me. That one's no fun. I get a 4/4 flyer every turn, but he's going to have a 2/2 for free. Okay. We'll see what we get here. Another mountain. Okay, so if I play out my Nykthos, I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. So 6 could go into a dragon, and I have 3 left over. So I suppose... Be nice to get that Thunderbreak region out. So I might have to do that instead. Alright, let's think about this. The problem is, if I play the Thunderbreak region, then I have 5 left, which is awkwardly 1 short of being able to make another dragon. So with that 5, I can jump both of these guys, still have 3 left. And the 3 is also kind of an awkward number, because I can pump one of them once. I guess that's just what I'm going to have to do here. After this, I should be able to start making tons of Nykthos mana. So I am going to play it out that way. Play Nykthos. Get my Thunderbreak Regent. So it was 2, 4, 6, 7 mana. Now I've got 3. I'll give both flying. Get that down to 1. Tap another one. Make one a 3/2. The other one's already 2/2. Okay. So now I'll go to attacks. I'll just send those flying guys through. So I'm just going to try to get him in the air here. If he gets aggressive back, which he very well can because he's got Polkranos, Whisperwood, as well as a morph that he hasn't put down yet. Or not a morph, but a 2/2. And then we'll go to his turn. So next turn, I will be able to have, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 mana off of this. 10, 11, 12 total. So I will be able to start pumping out 2 dragons a turn. And if he wants to try to pick them off with spells, then it's going to cost him 3 life a pop. Which is one of the nice combinations between Thunderbreak Regent and the Dragon Whisperer. If I can start getting those 2 out at a turn, I can do things like double block Polkranos, trade with the Whisperwood, etc. He's still got 5 cards in his mitt, so he's got plenty of things to work with. Alright, now he's got his life gain going. Okay, we fixed Forgetful move with the Whisperwood Elemental, so now we have something manifested. So if he's going to flip that, he'll gain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 life. He's coming in with the Polkranos. I don't know if I just take that. My Goblin Rabble Master is not actually that good right now. Let's see, I'll still have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 power. So this Rebel Master that's not getting through is actually best as a chump blocker. So we'll play it like that. Moving over to Thunderbreak. I do lose 1 devotion. Oh, I do lose 1 devotion there. Okay, well that's kind of silly. May have just messed myself up with that. Let's see. So I've got 2, 4, 6, 8 mana over here, 9, 10, 11. So I'm actually 1 short. I shouldn't have jump blocked. I should have just taken the 5. Alright, well, he had a misplay, but I had 1 as well. Let's see. Well, I do want to make a dragon. I suppose I should also make another Whisperer. So, if I hold this one back or I attack, I don't think I'm going to chump block with it. And so if you're not blocking, you're attacking, right? So I think I come after him and let him get a couple of chunks off of me. I'll tap all of that to get 8 mana. Well, let's do this the right way, shall we? Tap these 2 to play another Dragon Whisperer. Then I'll tap all of this to get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 mana. Still with that 11 there. So 10 mana, and I'll make myself a dragon token. So I still have 5 mana. So I'll give 2 of those flying. Got 3 mana left. Let's get ourselves up to 4 and give them +1. So I've got a couple of 3/2 flyers. Saying good game. I don't know why saying good game on that one. Anyway, I think I would have won that one, but he conceded a little early. So let's see, what do we want to sideboard? I think that we want to sideboard Searing Bloods to be able to take care of his mana dorks. Not sure what else I really want to board in. Not exactly sure what it is that I'd like to board out against him. Let's see. What is subpar here? You know, I think that the Rabble Masters were underwhelming in that game. He's got a lot of things to block those tokens, and I don't have so much removal, which makes the Rabble Master a little bit worse. So I'm going to try putting in some removal instead of the Rabble Masters, and I'll start this thing up. So we will be on the draw. Got 2 mana for Eidolon and 2 Searing Blood. Oh, I've got a Lightning Berserker. Good, so we actually get to see this thing work. Hopefully we get to see this thing work. I don't know what he would have that would stop it, because I don't think he'll chump block with an elf. And if he does, I'll be thrilled. So there's his elf. I am not going to dash it in. I'll just play this guy. And if you don't remember what Lightning Berserker does, it is a 1/1 with fire breathing, and it also has a dash cost of red. So if you draw it later in the game, it's kind of a fireball if they have no blockers. Alright, starting out with Caryatid. Cool. Gotta slow down his mana a little bit, so I'm going to start by attacking in with the Berserker. If he blocks, I'll just double pump to kill the Caryatid. If he does not, I'll probably Searing Blood the Mystic to slow him down a little bit. Let's see what he decides to do. Alright, so I will not pump into it. I will, however, try to slow his mana down just a little bit. Push a little bit extra damage as well. Alright, and his go. So next turn we can go Flame Speaker. I think that's probably the only legitimate thing. You could also attack through with the Lightning Berserker, and if it needs to pump, I might end up going on Eidolon. Pretty excited to get to those Thunderbreak regions. I had them in the sideboard before, but now moving them to the main board, they're an awfully good card. And I know that it means that I have to move my deck up from a 21 land deck to a 23 land deck, but I think it might be worth it. We'll find out here. Alright, so he gets a free Nykthos off the top. Or no, he made his land drop. Okay. Wait a second, did he make his land drop? Let me check here. Okay, he actually missed his land drop last turn, and I just didn't observe it. Okay, so he doesn't get that, but it is coming. So I got a Bell Striker, so if I wanted to, I could Bell Strike and then Eidolon. Or I could just play out the Flame Speaker. Not positive which one's best, but I do know that I need to attack first. Because if he blocks, then I can pump all of it in and kill his Crewfix. That would be a trade, but I think it would be worth it. It's a lot of damage. There we go. It's a lot of land to be investing in my third turn to trade those two, but I still think that that's worth it. We'll go Flame Speaker, and that should hold him back a little bit. And if I can draw, then I'm more likely to hit one of my land drops. That, I think, is one of the best things about an early Flame Speaker, even if you can't pump it, that you very often can get an extra land off of it. So he's up to 16. He's got Surak, Color the Hunt, which I think is the 5/4 that gives things haste as long as you've got 8 power. Sorry for the screen being off there for a little while. The program crashed on me when I opened it back up. It came in full screen. I forgot that I record a smaller portion of my screen to be able to get it to have max resolution for YouTube. So if you were a little confused about why that happened, now you know. And knowing is, of course, half the battle. Alright, so he passes it over to me without doing much of anything. I'm okay with that because I am going to Bell Striker and then Thunder Smite to ram through some damage with the Flame Speaker. I'm not going to be able to cast anything off of it unless I get a land and a 1-drop. But I don't think that this deck carries much in the way of removal. Alright. So we'll attack through with that, and that's about it. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a 6/3 Double Striker. My favorite thing about the deck. We'll see what he does about it. Alright, so we're seeing some mana. We've got one of the commands, and I don't remember which one that is. I'm willing to bet it's the red-green one, or the green-white one. I'm going to have to look that one up. Alright, so he makes me sack an enchantment and fights a creature. That's a very good 2-for-1. So these two will go. I don't really have much of a choice. I suppose I need to unattach this first. Yeah, I do need to look out for that. I'm glad that these things happen to me while I'm playing Modo. Not Modo, but Cockatrice, before they happen to me in a tournament that matters. So always keep an eye out for that, huh? So this has 1 damage on it, so if he blocks there, nothing's really going to happen to him. Let's see. Yeah, I think he could have done that pre-combat. So I'm going to give that to him, because I think most people would have done that action pre-combat. Hopefully people will be unfamiliar enough with that enchantment. He says, nah, you wouldn't have swung. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so we'll step it back. So we'll keep that back, and then we will pass the turn. I like to allow individual takebacks just for confusion whenever I'm playtesting, because you actually want to see if your deck played very well against somebody else's deck played very well is going to do, which you hope it will when you hit that big tournament. Alright, seeing 4 mana. Yeah, that's the 5/4, and he's got 5, 6, 7, so he doesn't quite have the thing that gives haste yet. But all he has to do is play one thing out that will give it haste. So I'm up to 4 mana. The Flame Speaker is pretty useless at the moment. The Thunderbrick Regents won't be. I mean, they're not game winning right now. He's a 16. But it's better than nothing. So next turn I'll be able to play another one, which means anytime a dragon is targeted, my opponent will take 6 damage, so we'll all but stop him from targeting my dragons. I think fighting targets, and other than that there's not much. Not exactly sure how that works, if it counts as targeting, or if it's removed because you're targeting your creature, which then does the fighting, but... Alright, he's using the Caryatid. I feel like it should be pronounced Caryatid, but it's not. It is Caryatid. Caryatid. Alright, so 3 of the mana is going for another Courser. Alright. And he has have that Valorous stance ready to come off the top. I haven't really been paying attention to his top card, which is probably a disadvantage. Alright, so he's got Mastery. And no other mana at the moment. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this can now give something haste if it wants to. I If he does attack in, I'll probably block with the Thunder Break to take down his devotion. Yeah, okay, so he's given that haste. Just take down his devotion a fair bit and just keep the 5 damage off of my head. Alright, he attacks with both. I don't see anything on board that can punish me for blocking here, so I'll get 2 damage there just to keep it off of me. And then I'll block like this over here. Zergo is a wuss and is not allowed to block anyone. Okay. So he's got 2 cards in hand. I've got 2 pretty decent cards in hand. So we're roughly even. Very roughly. I can attack in with the Prophetic Flame Speaker and try to bluff a little bit. I can attack with, but I think what I need to do right now is to attack with both of them. So if he blocks here, then I get 2 cards off of this. If he blocks that, nothing bad happens to me, but I do get 2 damage through. Okay. I think that was correct. So move to that second main phase, grab myself another Thunder Break, and pass the turn. Alright, so he finally gets an Honest White Source. So he can Mastery here, just off of, let's see, can he do it twice? He's got 2, 4, 5, 6 possible mana? 7. He's got 7 mana. Okay, so he can only do it once right now. So he's starting off by Nycthosin. He had another one. Okay. I think this is another creature. I don't think he can give himself haste right off the bat. I'm not positive on there. Alright, so I pulled it up, and he can actually give himself haste. So he can come down as a hasty 5/4, which is pretty strong. Okay, so he does that. He Valor Stanced while I was looking that up. I'm going to assume that he Valor Stances at this, since it's the only legal target. And then he is going to smash my face. This is about to get rough. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 he can possibly get out on me. So that's going to chunk me down to 11. It's a really big tempo swing, so I'm going to need to top deck something pretty serious. Not exactly sure what I can top deck to get myself out of this. Another Thunderbreak Regent would be nice. Let's see. We could use an enchantment to pump that up. Lightning Berserker. Okay, Lightning Berserker is not terrible here. Yeah, I think that's what I do. I think I just try to push damage as hard and as fast as possible. So I'm going to use the dash ability on this. I go to attacks and just try to push it through. If he blocks with the carry at it, I'll pump it twice to kill it and then Eidolon. Okay, he's going to block there to keep the cards off. Okay, so I'll pump him 4, make him into a 5/1. So we'll see if this works or not. So I get to push 7 damage there. So that seems pretty reasonable. Alright, go to the end step, and this jumps back into my hand. So now he knows that I have the Lightning Berserker, so he has to play a little bit more cautiously. He's at 5 life, and he's got a lot of devotion out. He's got 2, 4, 6, 7. So that's 7 mana. 8, 9, 10. So he can double mastery and then pretty reasonably pop something up. Alright, so he is putting down a forest. Oh no, he's given the old Genesis Hydra. Equal to 8. Ouch. You got an Arbor Colossus off of it, huh? Annibal Kranos. I think Arbor Colossus is better at the moment. Sure, Kranos can machine gun my team pretty well, but I think, yeah, he's going for the 6/6. He can destroy a creature with flying. I'm trying to think of what could really allow me to get through here. If I were to get one of my breakthrough lines, that might help me out. Oh no, he can just give it 8/8 haste. Okay, yeah, I'm just dead. Yeah. Game 3. Okay. So, what is it that I want to sideboard? Got Scouring Sands, doesn't seem to do a whole lot. I could try to move that 4th breakthrough line there. Could try to go to a more devotion-y kind of build. The Shamans are really for more of a board wipe situation, but that's not going to be him. I didn't have a whole lot in the late game, so I don't think Fanatic is really worth it. Is there anything that just desperately wants to come out against him? I don't think so. Eidolons were just okay. Yeah, I think I keep it as is. I don't think there's any sideboarding changes I make. I get to be on the play here. So we saw the Lightning Berserker. He was okay. He didn't win me the game. But it was 5 damage out of nowhere, so that was decent. But unless it's winning me games, I'm not too excited about it. Alright, well, I have got a keepable hand. All I really want is one more mountain. And for him to not have removal, actually 2 more mountains is pretty good, because when you go Eidolon, Flamespeaker, double Thunder Smite, swing for a bajillion, it works pretty well. So we'll just start off with the mountain and pass to his turn. If we just blank and we draw a bunch of heavy stuff, we're going to be in trouble. If he doesn't have the first turn elf, we're doing pretty well. But he probably does since he sacked the land. He could just be the kind of guy that likes to sack so he doesn't forget the end of turn. Nope, he's got the elf. Okay. So he beat us to the punch. Searing Blood. Oh, cool. Okay, well, I'm going to Searing Blood him to try to slow his clock down. I wanted the land, but the Stone Rain with 3 damage is just as good. So we'll do it like that. And then if we continue to not get another land, if it'll get through, we can Thunder Smite on an Eidolon. It gets through for an extra 3 the first turn. I still have another Thunder Smite for the Prophetic Flamespeaker if it happens later. It's the worst of these things to put it on. Come on, land. It's a land. There we go. Okay. So I'm missing out on some devotion because I went with the Stone Rain last turn. But it is absolutely worth it to put this thing out. If I can get just 1 more land, I'll have 4 devotion, so they'll both give +4/+0, which will make it a 9/3, which would be game. So I can win this on turn 4 if I can just draw land. And assuming he doesn't have the thing that makes me sack an enchantment, because that was brutal. Brutal. Okay. That will not stop me if I can get that land off the top. Come on. Lightning Strike. Okay. Well, I'm still going for the Thunder Smite. It's not everything I wanted, but it is pretty good. So we'll attack. That makes it a 4/3. Hopefully I will get a land off of the one of the 2 cards that I'll get, and then I can use that land to Lightning Strike just to mess up his land count. No lands. Okay. Going to the second turn, I've got a single red with which I can do nothing. On the bright side, it gets you closer to a land. So those get exiled. We'll pass the turn. Set that back to a 1/3. He's on 8. I do have 3 points of burn. So he's at a virtual 5. So if I can probably even just hold the Thunder Smite here. Okay, I'm pretty sure that that just assured that I win. Yeah, okay, so I get this. Even if I didn't have anything else, I attack 3. The first strike kills it. Second gets him for 4. Yeah, that trample indeed. And I get my mountain. Alright, so I get to do my, I'm going to be obnoxious here, because why not? Really? Why not? Gonna go for the overkill and get the Eidolon. And another Thunder Smite. If you don't want to watch me go through the motions, you're going to want to watch after this, because I put up a vintage service after this. Got to see this one for the first time. The service is always better than the work that I do on Moto. And this ends up being a 2, 4, 5, 6, so they both give +6. That's 12, 13. That is a 13-3 double striker, and the Timmy inside of me dances. Alright, so there we go. It was a good game. My new friend, I hope that you guys enjoyed watching it. So the the deck has beat Green-White Devotion, even though it's a life gain deck. Let me know in the comments what you think, main board, sideboard, all that sort of thing. All you have to do to be on Team Nerd Church is to comment in the section, and you're on the team. This has been Pastor Destin recording for TeamNerdChurch.com. Make sure to stay tuned afterward to watch the service. See you guys on the flip side.